You're going to want to create some sort of buzz around you. You're going to need a team of some sort. And the team is really, really critical. I think there's two very well-defined schools of thought in entrepreneurial thinking. One of those is that you go it alone, because a team is a nightmare. And I'm not talking about team, I'm talking about equity partners. I'm talking about people that have actually got a stake in your business. Because one school of thought says that the more equity partners you have, the more chance there is for arguments to arise, for the business to dissolve because one partner's not happy with the other partner. So for example, one partner's always working harder than the other partner, one's not taking enough money from the business, etc. So it can all fall apart over arguments based by that. The other school of thought is that you actually should create equity partners and you should have bigger teams. I'm somewhere in the middle. You know, each business is different, and I think each business you need to start off either on your own or with a team. But I certainly lean more towards the side of having a team. And that's because when you start up a business, you need to wear a few different hats. You've got your business and your sales and your marketing hat. Critical. You know, without income, you've got no business. I'm sorry, it's just a great idea. All right. You've got your techie, and again, you guys are just absolutely way surpassing me on the techie side of things. Techies, you know, critical to business nowadays, and actually, I'm finding more and more in the last several years that techies are wearing a much bigger hat in the startup, in the startup of businesses. So, you know, really good hat to be wearing. And then of course you've got your visionary, the guy who's the long-term strategist. Yeah, go techies, come on. Okay, so you've got the guy who's the long-term strategist, the visionary, quite often the guy who came up with the idea in the first place. So to wear all three of those hats on your own, very, very difficult. To bring in equity partners who have share that idea, very, very advantageous, okay? So that's the other thing about creating an X team, is it doesn't have to cost you money. Give out some equity. Don't be so tight in your business, because you'll find, you know, another old saying, at the end of the day, you're so much better off owning a little bit of a lot than a lot of nothing, right? And those other people are going to bring network with them. They're going to bring skill sets with them. They're going to add a lot of value to your business. So partner up, get out there and create teams. I'm a huge advocate of that. Another tip, and this is really important as well, guys, when you're starting up your businesses, it's a very good idea to spend a lot of time networking with attorneys. And have I? And this is not because you're planning on getting your ass sued and thrown into jail, okay? Is anyone an attorney here, by the way? Because okay. All right. Well, that's all right. We'll forgive her. But no, it really is an important thing, because you find when you're starting up businesses, and particularly if you're wearing the techie hat, for example, you're probably not going to be fantastic on the contracts, agreements, negotiations side of things. And an attorney is going to be a massive drain on your resources if you're charging out by the hour, billing them, etc. Although they do fantastic work, we love attorneys. So, so the best thing to do, find a good attorney, get an attorney in your network. Pizza, okay, get an attorney in your network and see if you can get some sort of deal with them. You know, they'll provide some ad hoc advice, they'll oversee your agreements, they'll write some agreements for you in return for a small equity stake or something. You know, try and strike some sort of ad hoc agreement with an attorney. Really good value for your business. Beer break. Funding. Okay, who needs money for their business? Anyone here? Got startups, got business, needs some money. Okay, great. Yeah, all right, yeah. I've got a couple I'm looking for some money for as well right now, so that's fine. Who here knows, what's the number one, what's the most common mistake that entrepreneurs make when they're raising capital? What do we got? That actually is a massive mistake, but not the biggest one I'm looking for. Big mistake. Come on.
Always a way too low.
Too low? Not enough? Are you sure? Okay. Well, that is the exact opposite of what I'm going to say. And, you know, there is no right and wrong on this. There is no clear-cut thing. But in my experience alone, I've found that people are requesting far too much startup capital, and they're scaring off a lot of people that would otherwise have some form of investment into their business. And you know, and what's the biggest burn rate on capital injection into a business? It's quite often it's salaries. You know, salaries, way too much. People are taking too much on salaries, and that's where your X team comes into play. And I'm super jealous of all this pizza right now. But anyway, this might be a really short presentation. No, I'm kidding. Eat away, it's all right. I've got beer. So anyway, X teams, you know, you guys really don't underestimate the power of creating deals whereby you're bringing people onto your team who are going to give you services for free. You know, really, really important. That's going to cut down a lot of your costs and make you a lot more attractive to VCs or angel investors or wherever you're looking for your money from. You know, because other... I really like you. Because other people's money is a really scary thing. OPM, you know, it's had all sorts of, you know, really nice reviews. Everyone likes the idea of OPM. You're not risking your own money. It's fantastic. But at the end of the day, you know what? If you make mistakes, if everything goes down the drain at some point, and quite often it will in your first 1 or 2 or 3 or who knows, whatever ventures, you got a lot to answer for with other people's money. The more of it you take, the more of it you've got to answer for. Again, the more of it you take, the more control they want. And nobody, no entrepreneur, no dynamic thinker, nobody out on the edge wants to be taking orders, you know, on their business, on their management strategy, because it's going to slow you down, right? So the less of other people's money you use, I think the better. A lot of good business ideas don't need a lot of money to start up. But instead of OPM, how about the concept of OPH? Who knows that? Who knows what OPH is?
Other people's houses.
Yeah! No. Perfect, yeah. Other people's help. Use other people's help. Yeah, really important. People do business with people they like, yeah? And it's surprising. You know, once you're out there networking, which you guys are obviously doing, you're meeting more and more people. If people like you, they will do business with you. And this is where the experience comes in. You're raising capital. People are scared to invest in you if you don't have a lot of experience, if you don't have a track record. How do you overcome that? Other people's help. You get experienced industry professionals, grey matter even, you know, the old guys, to come in and lend their name to your venture. And how do you do that? Number of ways. Advisory panels, non-executive boards, for example. They generally want something, but a lot of these guys, very industry specific professionals that have been doing their job for 20 years, 10 years, 15 years, they're bored, but they're not entrepreneurs. But they're bored. They've seen it all. They want to get excited by something, but they're not going to go out there and do it. They're so happy that someone else is going to go and do it, but they'll lend their name to it. So really, bring these guys on board, take advantage of them, approach them. I'm sure everybody knows experienced people in the industry that they're working in and trying to start up in. Don't be afraid to share your ideas and inspire them. They'll come on board, they'll help you raise money. You have a big fancy name associated with your company all of a sudden. You're suddenly a lot more attractive. Networking. Yeah, this is critical, and this is a fantastic audience to talk to networking about. I cannot stress the importance of networking. Every single successful entrepreneur that I know is a master of networking. And, there's networking and there's networking. We're networking tonight. We're doing all right. We're moving in the right circles. We're doing a good job. Pat on the back. In fact, cheers to everyone here who's networking. And cheers to everyone who's drinking beer with me. I like that too. We go to these events. What's the number one mistake who entrepreneurs at networking events make? Who's going to tell me that? It's really obvious. That was going to be my number two. So critical. Absolutely massive, massive, massive mistake. Number one. What's the number one mistake? Entrepreneurs at networking events.
You don't have an elevator pitch.
Big one as well. Another big one. But someone else. Come on.
You didn't show any drinking.
Not showing up is a massive mistake. Probably a fundamental error that cannot be overcome. Okay, all right, well, we don't have all night, so yeah, the number one mistake is coming to the event, but not networking. You will be surprised, absolutely surprised at how many people come to networking events, sit in the back with their buddies who came to the networking event with them, enjoy the beer, enjoy the pizza, haven't met anyone new. No, that is a fundamental error, and I see it everywhere. And so really, you've got to overcome that. And that's easier said than done, because it's a really difficult thing to do, to walk into a room of people you don't know and start introducing yourself around. Particularly if you're looking for money, if you're a startup, It's like, am I worthy? Should I be here? Should I be asking people for money? Should I be talking about my business? You know what? Yes, you should be. Absolutely. Everyone's at a networking event to network. Number two mistake, do not have a business card on you. If you don't have a business card, you've just lost a massive opportunity, because, I don't want to wait around while you run off to the CR and grab a piece of toilet paper and come back, give it to me. And I don't know if it's been used, if it's dirty, I don't know what the deal is, but I don't want to touch it. I'd rather have a business card in my pocket, okay? The other thing is, and actually, this is what I do. When I go to a networking event, I'm a little bit weird, and I create all these games and stories in my head. But when I go to a networking event, I'm on a mission. I actually have created this competition in my head. And the grand prize is my own business, so it's fantastic. I've got a few of them, so the grand prize is another one. How do I win? Most number of business cards. If I walk out of the room and I've collected more business cards than anyone else, I'm a very happy person and I've won my prize. The important thing as well when you're doing that, the other trap that people fall into at networking events is they network, sure, they've met someone they haven't known, but they'll stand and talk to that person for an hour. Huge mistake again. And you know the person that I'm talking about as well. You've met someone new at a networking event, shake hands, hi, nice to meet you, how you doing? And you meet the person who gives you their life story. And, and it started from when they were this big, and it goes up to now, and there's every single detail. An hour and a half later, all the beer's gone, all the pizza's eaten, and you've met one person. And it sucks because you're trying to step away, and they're stepping towards you. Your eyes are like searching for an escape route, and they're like starting to freak out because they don't want to lose you. But you know what? Be polite, say, look, thanks, nice to meet you. I'm here to meet a few other people. Here's my card, bang, let's get on with it. And off you go, and you meet the next people. So make the make the chances yourself. Take the opportunity. Use your networking events. And I know all of this is just fundamentally simple stuff, but we all forget to do it.